Assalamu Alaykum, welcome back. We are going to be making this beautiful princess fairy dress, focusing more on the bottom part of the dress. All of the materials that you will need are listed on the screen and they will also be in the description. Here is how much we will be getting of each fabric. For the circle part of the dress, we want it to be dramatic and fluffy, and to achieve that, we are going to measure 720 degrees. That is 2 circles combined. And to get that, you're going to take your waist measurement divided by 4 pi. Example on the screen. Once you have marked your radius, you're not going to cut it. You're going to measure from here all the way to your desired length. For more demonstration, you can watch this video pinned right up here. Once you're done, cut it out and trace it to make a second one. Cut that out, lay it on top of the organza, and we are cutting 2 organzas. Again, you will lay it on this stiff tool and you will also cut 2 of those. So 2 of everything. You should have something that looks like this. Grab whichever one that you want to start with. We're going to open it. Now, I want the front part of the dress to be shorter and the back part to be longer so she'll be able to walk. So this is what I'm going to be doing. You're going to raise it up like so and measure from here to however short you want the front part to be. You don't necessarily need to worry about the back part. However it is, just leave it like that because we want that to be longer anyways. Then you will fold it in half. Remember that radius we calculated from the beginning. You are going to mark that here. And just in case you missed it, here's the formula. Open it up, and then we're only going to cut one side. It doesn't matter which one, just pick whichever side you want and cut it out. Do the exact same thing to all of the circles, making sure this one right here matches all of the circles. All right, let's connect them all together. This is the shorter side and this right here is the longer side. Go ahead and grab your circle twin and we are just going to put it on top of each other. When you are putting them on top, make sure they're matching. Then you're gonna grab the longer side and sew right along here. Shorter side, longer side. Don't get confused. All right, now let's fix it up a bit. This part, edges here, they are quite long, so we're going to make a match here, which is our shorter side. And to do that, we will just measure from here to here. Hold your finger in place and just trace that same length all the way around to the edge, and then mark it so you can know where it is. Once you're done with that, cut it out. And to make it easier on the other side, you will just lay it on top of the other side, trace it, and then cut it out. It's easier. All right, once you're done with that, now do the exact same thing to the other 2. All right, just for demonstration purposes, you should have this. You see here, the front is shorter and the back it's longer. And all of your other pieces should look like this. Once you're done with that, it's time for us to connect them. You will lay them all on top of each other. The stiff tool at the bottom, lining interlock on top of that, and the organza right on top of that. Once everything is done, pinned down, held in place, take it to the sewing machine and sew right along here. You should have this. Now re-measure it just to make sure it is the same width as your child. Mine was a tad bigger than her waist, so I took 1 inch from here, 1 inch from here, sew it together, re-measured it, and it was perfect. It was just 2 inches bigger for some reason. Right now, you're gonna go ahead and take the top part of the dress and connect it to the bottom part of the dress. You should look something like this. Now, to make the top part, it is just a basic bodice pattern. If you have been following me for a while, you should know how to do so by now, but just in case if you're new or you forgot, check out this pinned video up here. Up next, we are going to connect not this stiff tool. We're going to take the organza and the interlock and connect them together at the bottom. We're going to hem it. Once you're done, you should have them looking like this, so both of them are hemmed together. This is not as dramatic as I want it to be, but we're going to fix that, so stay tuned to the end to see how I added layers. So when you're sewing, you sew this first, and then you stop midway like right here. And then you will connect the stiff tool first like so. You will connect it like this. Then right where we stopped with the top part right here, you will hold that and you will connect it to the organza and the interlock together. You will sew along here. Once you're done, you should have something that looks like this. Now let's make the part that goes on top. To start, we are just making the basic bodice pattern. Now, if you have been following me since day 1 and you still don't know how to make a basic bodice pattern, I am very disappointed. Matter of fact, my feelings are hurt. I'm just kidding. But there's a ton of videos on my channel that shows you how to make it, how to cut the hands. Just go ahead. I'm going to pin a few of them up here. Just go ahead and watch them to know how to do so. Once you're done, only connect the sleeves to the bodice. That's it. Then you are going to cut 6 pieces that are 36 inches long and 6 inches wide. Get your bodice, either mark it or fold it in half to indicate the middle, and get one of the pieces. Fold them as well like this to indicate the middle. Then you're going to take it, lay it right on top of each other, matching the middle pieces together. Pin the middle to hold it in place. They're very slippery. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this part right here. You're going to connect it right here, pinning it again to hold it in place. Then you'll sew from here to here only. Then get another piece of the 6, you're going to connect it here, and the other one you're going to connect it here. So far out of the 6, we have used 3. So you have connected it here. Now we are going to close. When you're closing it, you don't fold it like this. No, you're going to flip it around like so, and then you're going to start from the end. You are going to sew here shut, and then you're going to sew all the way down to when you get too close to the end. You're just going to leave a little small opening like this. You're going to leave this part out. Once you're done, we are turning the fabric inside out. So get whatever is at your disposal. Ignore the popsicle stick. You're going to turn it inside out like so. Once you're done, you're going to have this little opening. Go ahead and sew it shut. Do the same to the other side. Then we have this. We are almost done with this part. You're going to hem right here. Then you're going to connect it like so once you have hemmed it, and sew from here and do the same to the other side as well. Now for the fun part, the other 3 that are left, you are going to connect them together to make it one long piece. Then you will grab one end of it, you will sew it shut here and sew all the way along. Get whatever at your disposal that will fit to help it turn inside out. Then my favorite part, you will grab a gather foot and switch out the foots together, change it to number 9, and we are going to gather it all together. Tip when you are gathering, you see my finger here, it is holding it down to just ruffle it up. It just gives it more ruffles. Why? I don't know. I discovered this and it gives way more ruffles than when you let it go. Another demonstration. So where my fingers are, you just letting it and holding it back there so it doesn't fall off while you're guiding it with your thumb. This just gives it a more gather effect. When you're done, you should have something like this. Look at how amazing that is. We're going to repeat this process one more time. Making a smaller piece for the waist area, this big piece is going to be for the shoulders. Now, what many people don't talk about, to make a circular dress be more circular, you need to add these at the bottom of the dress. You can do it before you hem or after you hem, but adding this stiffness at the bottom just gives the skirt way more circular effect, and they just sit nice and pretty. Once you're done, it should look like this. All right, let's see what we got so far. We got this little one right here. It is going to go right on the waist, and the big piece is going to go around the shoulder like so. Here is when I realized the circle is great, but I wanted to have layers to have a more ruffle effect. So we're going back to cut only the organza to make the layers. We are cutting 2 different circles. The first circle, it is going to be a 360, and to get that, just watch this video up here. And the second one we're going to cut is the 720, and for that we have already done it at the beginning of this video. The only difference is these are shorter. The first one is our original 720 degrees, the second one 360 degrees, the third one another 720. Length difference, the first one is our original, the second one is 3 inches shorter than the first, and the third one is 2 inches shorter than the second. Both circles are going to be shorter in the front and longer in the back. The only difference is they are smaller. All right, back to adding the little ruffles on the top part of the dress. We're not going to connect it here on the neck. We're going to connect it right here on the shoulder. We're going to go ahead and pin it in place if you have to make it easier for yourself, or mark the fabric so you can know where to go. Then you're just going to sew it all the way around. Since this is pretty small to sew it, I just removed the bottom part of my sewing machine so I can go ahead and fit it on there and just sew it all the way around and cut off any excess you have left. You should have something that looks like this. not something. You should have this exact thing. Now we are connecting the little skinny part to the dress. Before you connect it to the dress, make sure the 2 extra circles that we've created, make sure those are already attached to the dress before you connect this one. Make sure you hem it and also add the horsehair towards the end. And this little lady, you will just add her all the way around the waist area of the dress. Hem everything that is left that you haven't hemmed, and you're done. For the hijab, I'm going to pin a video up here for you to look at to know how to make the hijab if you haven't already. If you like this video so far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tune in next time.